Graham Cherritt of the Longley Academy here. In the previous two videos on successful sales coaching, we firstly shared the three foundations that are essential for a coaching culture. We then covered the three things that you can coach your sales team on, namely activity, skill set, and mindset. Now in this video, we're going to focus on how to coach the activity, skill set, and mindset. So let's start with how to set your activity expectations for what you need your people to do. The best way of coming up with the priority activities for your people is to make sure that you understand the company goals and then what your team will be directly responsible for delivering. Once you've got a clear picture of what your team has to achieve, you can then work backwards to begin drawing up a list of core and essential activities. Ask yourself, what do I need my team to do on a day-to-day, month-to-month basis? Examples could be number of new approaches, first meetings, presentations, proposals going out the door, etc. You can then take each activity and define the expectation. How high is high and what's the target? Let's say one of your first priorities is to set a clear and smart expectation on prospecting activity. Let's say you want your people to make 15 new approaches a week, and from those 15, secure at least 3 face-to-face meetings with potential clients. So the checklist is it specific and measurable? Is there anything stopping them from putting it into action right away? Is it realistic, given everything else going on in their world? And finally, what's the timescale and how will you follow up with them? Once each activity has a defined expectation, there's the small detail of communicating it in a motivational way, without coming across as putting in another layer of pressure. So how do you do that? Well, you start with why. You might have heard of Simon Sinek's golden circles. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. So consequently, your people don't buy what you want them to do, they buy why you're asking them to do it. This formula can be successfully applied here. Share with your people why this activity is important and what's in it for them. Then tell them how you'll be following up and coaching them. And finally, inform them what the smart expectation is. Here's an example. Okay team, it's the start of a new year and we're going to get even better at hunting for new clients so we can hit the first quarter commission accelerators. I'm going to commit to coaching and working closely with each and every one of you to give you the support you need in converting your leads into face-to-face meetings, which in turn will translate into new business. How we're going to do this is, I'm going to set an expectation that from the start of next week, everyone needs to make at least 15 new approaches and book 3 face-to-face meetings a week, every week. I'm confident that with the drive and skill that we've got in this team, everyone is more than capable of this. And before we know it, we're going to hit that Q1 target. Hopefully that's clear. Please come back to me if you've got any questions. So now you've set the expectation, let's look at how to identify the skills that need coaching or training in order for your people to perform. So you've set a clear expectation around prospecting activity for the first quarter. 15 new approaches resulting in 3 face-to-face meetings booked every week. In order for your team to perform, they'll have to have a highly effective prospecting skill, right? They're going to need to be able to target the right kind of prospects, make a compelling first approach, get through all of the gatekeepers, and earn the right to book a face-to-face meeting with a decision maker. There's a really complex skill set sitting behind successful prospecting. By setting your expectation and observing how your people perform on a day-to-day basis, you can assess if they have the right skill and knowledge required to absolutely nail it. If not, you can then coach them to improve or train them to close the skills gap. So finally, how do you assess mindset on a day-to-day basis, and how do you influence attitude in an effective way? If you've set crystal clear and motivational expectations around activity, and you're fully confident that everyone's skill set is on point, but some people just still aren't getting the results, then it's for one reason. Their mindset isn't where it needs to be. Some of your team may be complacent about this new expectation. They just don't think it's relevant. Some may be in denial. They don't believe that it applies to them. Others will be on board and have the best of intentions, but struggle to make it happen. And well, your high achievers, they'll just do it. There is a tried and tested way of dealing with all of these attitudes in an assertive and effective manner. This, however, is a whole new topic for another video.